Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. We are at Texas Motor Speedway for the Wise Owl Wash. 225 cars signed in here tonight on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. And folks, it is time to get gridded up and rolling as we are ready to roll. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wise Owl Wash 200 on the world's #1 streaming service. Blake Hutchinson on the call here tonight with the Wise Owl Wash 200. Tonight's starting lineup is as follows. On the front row in the pole position, the number 12 machine, Frankie Barroso. On his outside in the Zen 39 machine, it's Joseph Mealy. Row number 2 on the inside, going to be the number 20 machine, Chris Essery. On his outside, league owner in the 88, Matthew Fleming. Row number 3 on the inside in the number 1 machine with Harpoon Design Racing, Steve Tucker. On his outside, the 8, Dennis Anthony. Row number 4. It's the slowest row I've ever seen in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, in the 7th position in the number 23 machine, it's the dirtiest driver in the business. Bump and run, Jesse Becker. On his outside, he just got an incident point last week for wrecking somebody after the race. It's the DraftKings 45, Christian Taylor. Row number 5 on the inside in the number 5 machine. I believe he's last week's winner, if I'm not mistaken. I could have made that up. I don't remember. All I know is it's William Robbins in the 5. On the outside, the 16, Landon Bednars. Row number 6 on the inside in the 51 machine, Josh Larson. On his outside, the 82, Matt Oplinger. Row number 7 on the inside, going to be the 29, Robert Asong. On his outside, the 4, well, I don't even know his number, folks, because it's not on the car, but it's Paul Shaw. Row number 8 on the inside, going to be Dakota Collins. On his outside, Thomas Meeks. Row number 9, you've got Derek Fye, Cody Keller. And going back into row number 10, going to be J.R. Schomber, Michael Landfield. So there is your starting lineup here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. Trey Schwill, just subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Everybody, put a W in the chat for Trey. You just made the best decision of your life. As the field is set, it's going to be Barroso on the inside, Mealy on the outside. Pace car is in. These fans are on their feet, off their seats. Green flag in the air. The Wise Owl Wash 200 is underway. Drag race through the front stretch into turn 1. Frankie Barroso out of Miami, Florida, going to take over the race lead. No surprise there, and the 20's a little off pace as Mealy's going to hold off for the 2nd position. We hop on board the 3rd place car of Chris Essery, trying to hold off Steve Tucker for that 3rd position. Dropping back in the field, William Robbins, currently in the 8th position. I know he was on the podium last week. I don't think he won, but it was a good run nonetheless for William Robbins. Folks, it's been a busy week for me. I just got back late last night from vacation over in Gatlinburg, so I don't even remember what happened last week. But William Robbins sitting pretty here in the 7th position for now as we drop back. Christian Taylor has fallen to the 10th position. Let's hop on board with this slow number 45 machine, Christian Taylor. You hear him downshifting through the corners here at Texas Motor Speedway. Christian trying to bring home a top 10 here tonight on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Dropping back in the field, Dakota Collins currently running in the 11 machine in the 14th position out of Kansas City. And folks, let's drop back to dead last. Ladies and gentlemen, Mitch Diamond. Boy, I can tell you why he's running last, folks. Look at that car. He's got the Detroit Lions on the car. Talk about a terrible football team. They didn't even make the playoffs this season. And that's why Mitch is running dead last in the 25th position in Michigan. But we jump back up front. Frankie Barroso, your race leader, with Chris Esri second, followed by Mealy, Tucker, and Fleming, rounding out your top 5 here tonight. Early on in the Wise Owl Wash 200, we're going to have 2 stage breaks here, one at the beginning of lap 35, and one at the beginning of lap 70. So 35 lap stages here tonight, here at Texas Motor Speedway on the world's #1 streaming service. Folks, be sure to click that like button on the video for us. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment. Let us know what you got going on. What you do for your holiday season here. Do anything fun for Christmas? Be sure, let us know in the chat. We got Connor Gerard out there tuned in. Danielle Taylor, Lynn Taylor out there. And we also got have Christian's dad. So Christian's got his whole family watching here tonight. So hopefully he doesn't let his family down as he's cruising in the 10th position. Needs to get the job done for the Taylor family watching here tonight. Meanwhile, the dirtiest driver in the business, bump and run, Jesse Becker, cruising in the 6th position here tonight. Started 7th, running 6th, trying to keep that thing up near the top 5. Here at Texas Motor Speedway. Dropping back in the field in the 11th position, Landon Bednarz trying to get up into the top 10 as we check out the HMS TV Hard Charger Award winner. It's going to be Brandon Shelton up to the 16th position. He's already gained 7 spots, folks, after starting in the rear. He is working through the field quite quickly. And if you didn't see it in the chat, folks, the weapon, the 48 of Kerwin Marshall, was suspended this week, unable to make the race as he was suspended for causing too many wrecks this season so far. There is a progressive penalty system here in the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. And, folks, the 48 of Kerwin Marshall, they don't call him the weapon for nothing. He's wrecked too many of them. So he's going to take a quick week off, but don't you worry. He will be back here next week on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Meanwhile, Robert Hassong up to the 11th position after making a pass. A side-by-side battle here for that 11th spot with the 16 machine. Hopping on board the second place car, Chris Esri out of Bakersfield, California. Been sitting in the top 3 all night long. Started 3rd, running 2nd. Chris Esri trying to keep that 12 machine of Frankie Barroso in his sights. Tough task as Frankie Barroso is always out front, always a threat to win no matter what track we're at. This guy is a menace. But we're heading into lap number 11, folks. We're going to take a quick break, thank a couple sponsors, and we will be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. World's #1 streaming service, Wise Owl Wash 200 here at Texas Motor Speedway. We'll be right back. Caution is out. These guys just junked it here as we come back from break. Paul Shaw is junked. Let's take a look. Here you have it, folks. Oh, no. Paul Shaw just loses it in the corner, straight into the 36 of Morante. They're both junked. Straight up the track goes Morante. And, almost an ARCA break from hell. But it looks like a two-car incident with Paul Shaw out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and then Dylan Morante also involved. So there you have it there, folks. We are on lap number 15 here tonight. Again, our stage break's going to be at the start of lap 35, then another one at the start of lap 70, and we're going to go the rest of the way 135 laps here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway with the Wise Owl Wash 200. We're going back to break. As we return back to break here at Texas Motor Speedway, not much change under caution. I believe Steve Tucker was the only car to head down pit road. Got himself some fresh tires. You're going to go on an alternate strategy, so he's going to be in the back. But Frankie Barroso is your race leader with Chris Essery in second, Joseph Mealy third, Jesse Becker, and Matthew Fleming rounding out the top five here tonight. Appreciate you folks joining us here tonight, Monday night action with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series, Flim Dogs Racing League here at Texas Motor Speedway. But the field is set. We are ready to roll. You're going to see that pace car head in. You're going to see Frankie Barroso on the inside set the pace, and Chris Essery on the outside trying to keep up as they roll into the juicy Spider restart zone here at Texas. Green flag back in the air. Dakota Collins currently in the 13th position in that number 11 machine with Surge on the car, trying to get that thing up to the front. Let's hop on board. Not much going on there as we drop back here in the 8th position. Christian Taylor sitting in the top 10 still. He's got his whole family watching, folks. Tell you what, Christian's trying not to let the whole family down. It would be embarrassing if he didn't finish here tonight, and he junked it yet again. Let's hop on board with the 8th position, number 45 machine, Christian Taylor out of Delco, North Carolina. Christian Taylor trying to make some moves, working on Josh Larson in that number 51 machine, but we jump back out front. Frankie Barroso out of Miami, Florida, still your race leader with Harpoon Design on the car. Folks, I tell you what, it's time to jump up to the Harpoon Design blimp cam. Right now, Brantley Roden up there flying high with Harpoon Design. Head on over, harpoondesign.com. Paint start, folks, at just $25. If you can't race fast, you may as well look fast. Get a hold of Brantley Roden, best painter in the business, folks. Head on over tradingpaints.com, and you can see who the number 1 rated painter is. That's right. It's Harpoon Design, Brantley Roden. Speaking of Harpoon Design, we know we made this paint scheme in the 4th position. Jesse Becker out of Southport, North Carolina, trying to hold off this hard-charging 5 machine of William Robbins, trying to get back-to-back podium runs here tonight. Let's hop on board with the Virginia native, William Robbins, and caution is out. Cody Keller off pace here. Let's try to find out what happened. Not seeing anything on my logs. Let's manually rewind this here. All right, here we go, folks. It's like they're wrecking in front of them, I think. See who that is here. Can't even tell. I don't know. All right, it's Robert Hassong's involved. So let's rewind this one more time. Again, my logs are not helping me at all. So here it is. Take a look here. Let's jump up to the Hutchinson Motorsports TV chopper cam. Robert Hassong gets loose off the corner, almost saves it, goes down, straight up the track, and bam. Not much of a wreck there, but it looks like the 65 of Mitch Diamond involved. His hopes go down just like the Detroit Lions football season. All the talk from the Lions fans this year acting like they were going to win a Super Bowl or do anything useful. Well, folks, they're out of the playoffs. They're junk. But we're hearing caution number 2 on lap number 23. Let's see who elects to go down pit road. Looks like really no taker, so we're going to take a short break. May as well. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Hutchinson Motorsports, Stevie, you're watching Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Pace car is in field. Is set. It's going to be Frankie Barroso choosing the outside line, setting the field as he rolls into the juicy spider restart zone. Green flag is back in the air here at Texas. Chris Essery stuck on that bottom line. Looks like Jesse Becker going to look to take over the second spot. Side-by-side battle for second with Essery on the bottom, Becker on the top. Let's see who can take over this number 2 position. Going into the corner, Essery looking to throw a slide job. Is he able to clear the 23 of Becker? Yes, sir. It's looking like he's got the spot for now. But Becker's still shooting to the outside. He's going to door him. Bump and run. Jesse Becker's trying to junk him. Uh-oh, keep an eye out. Jesse Becker's racing dirty here tonight. Topping on board here with the Southport, North Carolina, Jesse Becker. Currently in the second position on the outside, makes the pass. He is ahead of the 20 of Chris Essery. So that's going to make Barroso your race leader. Becker second, followed by Essery, Fleming, and folks, how is this happening? Am I seeing a mirage? Christian Taylor currently battling for the 5th position. Let's hop on board here with the 45. Christian Taylor right now working on the 4th position machine of Matthew Fleming in front of him. Oh, they're junking it in the back, folks. We're still green. I heard some smoke going on, something happening back there. Somebody slid across the track or something. I have no clue, but we are still clean and green. My logs are not showing anything. I heard a crash and I saw smoke, but all I know, we are still clean and green here at Texas Motor Speedway with Frankie Barroso, your race leader. One into the wall off pace here. Oh, no, Jesse Becker, he stepped on his own you-know-what. Who is shocked? Not me. Jesse Becker is junk here tonight. We're still green, by the way. My, oh, my. Let's try to find out what happened here, folks. My logs are not cooperating tonight. We're still clean and green, trying to see what happened. Let the manual rewind this. Here it is, folks. So Becker goes into the corner. Hard into the wall he goes, and then wham! Jesse Becker from second place is jumped here tonight. Well done, Jesse. So meanwhile, Frankie Barroso still your race leader. 4 laps left to go here in stage number 1. That's going to move Chris Essery into second, Matthew Fleming third, Brian Burchett fourth, and then Joseph Mealy rounding out your top 5. Meanwhile, Christian Taylor's fallen back to the 7th position. That didn't take him long. We go further back in the field. Steve Tucker sitting in 13th after pitting on that first caution. Surprising call. I'm not really sure what Steve was thinking, but nonetheless, he's trying to work himself back up to the field as we have just a few laps left to go here at stage number 1 of the Wise Owl Wash 200. Bugs Ear Bugs Ear in the chat says, that's what you get, Becker. That's what I'm talking about. We got some trash talk. Bugs Ear. I believe that is Chris Essery's grandmother, if I'm not mistaken, Bugs. Is that right? Chris Essery's grandma was not rooting for Jesse Becker, and she is happy that he stuffs it into the wall, and he is junk. Bugs Ear, trust me. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. Jesse Becker, the dirtiest driver in the business. My, oh my. But we are still clean and green here tonight as Frankie Barroso comes out of the corner looking to bring home a big stage win on the backstretch here for the final time. Hopping on board with Barroso through turns 3 and 4 for the final time in front of the sold-out crowd. It's going to be the green and white checkered flag. Frankie Barroso wins stage number 1. So there you have it, folks. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to round them up, head down pit road, get some service, and we will be right back for stage number 2 here at the Wise Owl Wash 200. Frankie Barroso, your stage 1 winner. We are back here at the Wise Owl Wash 200. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Tucker, your race leader here. Frankie Barroso in second. Steve, Blake up in the booth. Got a copy?
How we doing?
How you doing? Pretty good. Looks like you're on an alternate strategy. I kind of think it's a terrible one, but what's the thought?
Oh, it's the absolute worst. I'm going to junk this thing for sure, and we're going to make it look good, though. Right now, trying to get some points. Not sure what the hell I'm doing, but we're having fun, man.
Hey, well, it's going to be interesting to see if this works out. I'm not sure it will, but, hey, nonetheless, you got, I don't know, what, 20-something laps before the end of Stage 2 here.
Well, hey, the weapon, Kerwin Marshall's not here today, so I feel like I got to take his spot. But, hey, shout out Harpoon Design, and let's go back arena.
All right, well, I'll shoot you back here as you're ready to roll. You're going to kick off from the front row with your teammate on the outside. Hopefully you don't junk him. Steve Tucker, your race leader. He was not your Stage 1 winner, but he's on an alternate strategy. He pit under the first caution as the pace car heads in. Field is set here into the juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag back in the air. So you heard it from Steve. He said this strategy's terrible, and I would agree with him. I don't see this working here, folks. But nonetheless, only 30 laps he's got to work and hold them off. So we're going to see how this works out for the one machine of Steve Tucker out of Boston, Massachusetts, with Frankie Barroso second, Matthew Fleming sitting in third. We got a battle here right now. Josh Larson sitting in the 6th position, trying to work up into the top 5 here tonight. Let's hop on board with Josh Larson in 6th. Not much going on there. Time to jump up to our eyes in the sky once again. The Harpoon Design blimp, and look at these beautiful views around the speedway. Let's see what Brantley Roden's looking up, flying high in the sky. Harpoon Design paints start at just $25. Your race leader, Steve Tucker from Harpoon Design. Second place, Frankie Barroso, also with Harpoon Design. So sitting 1-2 right now. A lot of display for some Harpoon Design paint schemes up front. I believe our third place machine of Matthew Fleming, also a Harpoon Design made paint scheme. We got all kinds of them here tonight with the Wise Owl Wash 200 and the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Good night so far for Matthew Fleming, sitting in the 3rd position, trying to bring home a big podium finish here tonight. Bad restart for Christian Taylor in the 45 machine, has dropped all the way back to 13th out of Delco, North Carolina. This guy is hemorrhaging spots with his whole family watching here tonight. Meanwhile, Joseph Mealy out of Schenectady, New York, sitting in the 4th position, started 2nd, running 4th, trying to keep that thing in the top 5. Here's we're into stage number 2 on the evening here with the Wise Owl Wash 200, folks. Be sure, click that like button, subscribe to the channel. We got about 15, 16 people watching right now and only 9 likes. So the math is not adding up here. If you haven't clicked that like button, why not click it, folks? It's free. Click the like button. Click the subscribe button. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, we're the world's #1 streaming service, folks. You don't want to miss a single lap of action. Meanwhile, going back to the 14th position, Matt Opplinger out of Greensburg, PA, running 14th, trying to get around Christian Taylor. Everybody else is passing him. You may as well pass him as well, Matt. Going further back in the field, Dylan Marante in the 22nd position. The Blackout Motorsports 36 machine is slow. It's junk. It's already wrecked once, folks. He is trying to get through this evening to get as many points as possible. One car we haven't really seen much of tonight. Thomas Meeks III out of San Antonio has the Wheels America on the car, looking pretty good in that 55 machine. I believe that is a Harpoon Design paint scheme as well. You know what, folks? I think it's time to connect to the Juicy Spider drone cam. Let's see if we can get a view of this machine. Here we are. We're connected. Juicy Spider drone cam, best drone cam in the business, folks. Thomas Meeks III, currently running in the 12th position in the number 55 machine. Wheels America on the car. Big reminder, Wheels America Racing, the title sponsor here for this Flim Dogs Racing League Series. Well, look at this Juicy Spider drone cam. This thing can go way up here. I might crash into the Harpoon Design blimp if I keep going up any higher. Currently, Michael Landfair in the 16th position. Oh, they're junking it, folks. There you have it. Caution is out. Let's take a look at what happened. And, of course, my timing and scoring isn't going to tell me. Looks like Steve Tucker involved, so the strategy does not work out. Steve's told us he was going to junk it, and, folks, looks like that's what happened. So here it is. Going up to the Hutchinson Motorsports TV chopper cam. Here is the replay. Steve Tucker was in the 4th position here. Comes out of the corner. Let's take a look. Oh, 54 just comes down the track. Nowhere for Tucker to go. Smokes the 54, so it looks like both of them involved. That's going to be caution number 4 on the evening. Frankie Barroso, your race leader So we may as well take a quick break, and we will be right back. Don't you touch that dial, folks. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel. We will be right back. We are back here at Texas with the Wise Owl Wash 200 on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Frankie Barroso, your race leader. Chris Essery in second, with Joseph Mealy rounding out your top three. And in the chat, folks, we've got Roxanne Chavez Essery pulling for Chris, as Chris is trying to wheel this thing into victory lane. Let's see if he can get it done for Roxanne. Let's hop on board this restart with the 20 machine of Chris Essery from second. Chris is the point car on the top line. He's got to try to time this restart as they roll into the Juicy Spider restart zone in front of the sold-out crowd. Green flag in the air as the wheels spin. Chris Essery's going to have a rough start here. Looks like he's going to give up at least one spot, as Joseph Mealy going to take over the second position. So with Barroso out front, Matthew Fleming currently sitting in the fourth position. Look out! The 5 of Robbins gets shipped into the wall. We are still clean and green. William Robbins is back underway, but folks, they got 3 wide, and it looks like Matthew Fleming might have got into him a little bit. So no caution here tonight, and out of nowhere, Thomas Meeks up to the 7th position as Fleming trying to get that thing back rolling as he drops from 3rd all the way back to 6th. Take a look one more time at this replay here, folks. So here it is. Oh, I don't know if he touched him. Here's the replay. We're still green, by the way, so take a look. So there is the 5 machine on the outside line. I don't think he got touched. I just think the 5 might have got a little loose there. But nonetheless, we're still clean and green with Frankie Barroso out front. And looks like we're single file through most of the field here. Right now, Michael Kurdzlik in the 8th position out of Louisville, Kentucky. After starting all the way back in the 22nd spot, he is not your hard charger, because your hard charger is going to be Brandon Shelton. Currently up 18 positions into 5th. Good run so far for Brandon Shelton in the 5th position. We'll take a look at your HMS TV lap leaderboard. Frankie Barroso has led 44 of the 54 laps so far. Then we take a look at the HMS TV quick time. It's going to be Frankie Barroso. No shock there. He has dominated this race, has the fastest lap of the session. Then we go on over to the fastest previous lap that we just did. Going to be Chris Essery, actually the fastest car on the track right now, sitting in the 3rd position with a 29.98. And then your fastest last 5 laps. So they average the last 5 laps. Fastest car on the track looks like Brian Burchett, but that might involve a couple of caution laps, so we'll ignore that for now. But we'll also take a look at the HMS TV manufacturer standings in the Chevys. We got Joseph Mealy in the 2nd position. 14 Chevys out there. Average running position 11.9. In the Fords, you got Frankie Barroso, your race leader. 6 Fords, 14.0 average running position. And then in the Toyotas, Chris Essery in the 3rd position. 5 Toyotas out there. Average running position 15.2. So there you have it. 14 laps left to go here in stage number 2 in the Wise Owl Wash 200. Texas Motor Speedway. Let's see what else we got going on through the field. Brandon Shelton still in the 6th position. We'll check out your HMS TV battle board. Closest battle on the track looks to be like it's the one for the 16th position. Right now, Cody Keller trying to make a pass. William Robbins up all the way back to 17th after being involved in that slight incident earlier on. Going to try to get that number 5 machine back out front. But this guy right here, Frankie Barroso, looks like he's going to be hard to beat as usual here at Texas Motor Speedway. 12 laps left to go here in stage number 2, folks. We appreciate you tuning in, and in the chat, folks, we've got Anna Alessandro, one of Hutchinson Motorsports TV's favorite grandmas. We've got 2 grandmas in the chat, I believe, here. We got Bugs here, who is in the chat as, believe it is Chris Essery's grandmother, if I'm not mistaken. And then Anna Alessandro, one of our Saturday Night Series drivers' grandmother as well. We are very grandmother friendly here at HMS TV. Michael Kurdzlik, though, in the 8th position, trying to hold off this hard charging trying to pass the number 55 of Thomas Meeks, the 3rd in 7th. A lot of family members in the chat, as Danielle Taylor points out. We appreciate all our family members tuning in. Christian Taylor with a few family members. We've got Chris Essery with a few family members out there as well as many others. All kinds of diehard fans here tonight, tuned in to the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Currently, we hop on board a 6th place car. Brandon Shelton out of Maryland. He is your hard charger tonight. He has worked through the field significantly, trying to bring home a top 5. Caution is out. Let's see what happened here, folks. Robert Hassong off pace. It looks like he's involved in his 2nd incident of the night. Let's see what happened. Oh, Hassong gets loose. Straight into the wall he goes. He junks it. Looks like a 1-car incident for the Essexville, Michigan native, Robert Hassong. Just going to make things interesting here. Just about 8 laps left to go here in stage number 2. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back. We are back here at Texas Motor Speedway. Folks, we're going to have about a 5-6 lap shootout for stage number 2 before we throw a caution again at the start of lap number 70. But field is set. It's going to be Barroso on the inside, Mealy on the outside. Pace car is in. We are ready to roll as the fans are on their feet, off their seats, into the juicy Spider restart zone they go. Green flag in the air. Look out. Joseph Mealy struggles to get rolling. Boy, we've seen that outside line has struggled here all evening long on these restarts. So that's something to remember later on in this race. If you're on the outside line on a restart, you might be in trouble as Chris Essery takes over the second position with just 5 laps left to go here in stage number 2. We got some hard racing back here, basically for last. These guys going 3 wide, trying to junk each other. Let's hop on board with Dylan Marante in the 18th position out of Northampton, Pennsylvania. These guys are racing for basically nothing, but they are racing for pride, which is more important, as Dylan Marante is sick of running in the back. Three wide battle behind him as Steve Tucker's currently taking over the 17th position. He's trying to win the race from last. Steve Tucker, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop on board. And the 24 gets loose off the corner, able to save it, though. That was a close call there for J.R. Schomburg. Throws a slide job coming out of the corner, and not the good type of slide job. As Matt Opplinger is door-to-door with Christian Taylor. He's trying to say, get out of the way, Christian. You're slow. You're junk. I'm making the pass. Christian Taylor, three wide. He hooked the 54. Christian Taylor just junked the field. Oh, my goodness. Caution is out. Handful of cars involved. Christian Taylor, heavy damage, as well as the 82 and others. Let's see what happened right here. You saw it live, though, folks. Hopping up to the Harpoon Design blimp. All right, so here we go. Here it is, folks. Take a look right here. So we're going to play this slowly. Let's change it up. Let's go to this view. So take a look here. We're going to start this out slow. So door to door, I mean, you see the 82s all the way down the track. I'm going to be honest. I think Christian's kind of squeezing them. So you see, I mean, look at that. Christian's giving them no room. I know there's a car up high. Christian's got to give him a little bit more room than that. But let's play this right here. So three wide they go. Off the track, Christian Taylor just shoots up the track. Left hooks the 54 of Brian Burchett. He junks him. That is 100% Christian Taylor's fault, folks. You saw it live here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, and watch it play out as the madness emerges. Junk. Boy, Opplinger out of Greensburg, PA is junk, as well as others. So, folks, that's going to be your stage. Frankie Barroso, your stage number 2 winner. He's going to sweep the stages. Let's pull him in here for a quick interview before we take a quick break here tonight. Frankie, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey, looks like you're able to sweep the stages here tonight. Car's looking pretty good here so far here in the Wise Owl Wash 200.
Yeah, no, car's been pretty good. Just seems like, especially clean air just seems to be king here, which is normal. But yeah, no. Other than that, car's been pretty good, and can't wait for the second half of the race.
Yeah, and it looks like your teammate Steve Tucker's doing this terrible strategy. He's going to stay out there again. What do you think of this strategy he's trying out?
Well, I just think it's what the cards he's got, and I think this time it might actually pay off a little better, because the last time he had about 20 laps on his tires. This time he should have about, I don't know, maybe like a couple. He's not going to have a lot on his tires, so.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out, but you definitely look to have the best car out there tonight. Hopefully you can get the job done here tonight in Texas.
Yeah, man, I hope so too. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Frankie Barroso, he has swept the stages, stage 1 and stage 2 winner. He's going to restart, looks like, in the 4th position as his teammate Steve Tucker with the alternate strategy once again. But in the chat, folks, we got Tim McBasketball. Oh, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, put a W in the chat for Tim. Tim McBasketball from West Newbury, Massachusetts. If you know a thing or two about that town, that is the hometown of John Cena. Rumor has it Tim McBasketball used to fight John Cena back in the day. But nonetheless, folks, we also have NJB Designs in the chat. Appreciate you popping in here, Noah. And we got Lynn Taylor, Connor Gerard, and the usuals, Danielle Taylor, many others, Bad Sacks as well. But, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back. We are back here at Texas, folks. Your front row, it's going to be Steve Tucker on the inside, William Robbins on the outside. Keep an eye on that outside line, folks. All evening long, it has struggled to get going on these restarts. We're going to see if that trend continues as the pace car is in. Field is set as they roll into the juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at Texas. Not a shabby start there for William Robbins on the outside line. He's going to look to hold off the 12 machine of Frankie Barroso in a battle for second. Not going to work out as Robbins out there. I believe he took 2 tires on that pit stop or something. He's going to give up a spot. Frankie Barroso into second with Steve Tucker still out front on the alternate pit strategy. He goes. We got some door-to-door action right here. Mitch Diamond out of Michigan trying to take over the 10th spot from the 41 machine of Michael Kurdzalik. Appreciate all our fans tuning in. Be sure to click that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment. Let us know what you got going on here tonight, folks. We got New Year's coming up. Christmas just came to an end last week. Well, New Year's Eve coming up. It's going to be a crazy party, hopefully, for you, and you have a good time. Stay safe this week, as most of our leagues are taking the week off. We're going to not be live again for at least a handful of days. This will be our last race here for, I don't know, at least 4 or 5 nights, if I'm not mistaken. To double check the schedule here, folks, for you, but nonetheless, Steve Tucker still your race leader, trying to hold off his teammate Frankie Barroso with 62 laps left to go here in the Wise Owl Wash 200. We got a big battle right here. These guys shooting it 3 wide for last. We got Josh Larson trying to work around some of these cool cats as we hop on board the 16th position. Josh Larson in the 51. Meanwhile, Thomas Meeks, the third, currently in the 5th position out of San Antonio, as these guys are smoking the wall coming out of the turn 2 there, here in the back. So we'll have to keep an eye on turn 2. Looks like it's getting a little tricky for these guys. You know, it really sneaks up on you, folks. The shape of this track, you know, got all these left-hand turns. Sometimes you forget which way you're going to turn, going into a corner, and then you just smoke the wall. But we'll top on board our 5th place car of Thomas Meeks, the third. He's going to work on the 5 of William Robbins. Connor Gerard in the chat says this is the last race of 2025 on HMS TV. That is true, Connor. Good point. So, folks, should we do it? Should I do it, folks? Should I do the dad joke and say it? I think I'm going to see you next year. There you have it. It was said first here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. So whenever you go to work this week and you hear that from the cringy coworker, remember, you heard it here first on HMS TV. Steve Tucker still out front on the alternate strategy. Looks to be working out. We heard from Frankie Barroso earlier that this strategy might work out well for Steve here tonight. Looks like it's playing off a lot better than it did on the first stage, as he only has a handful of more laps than everybody else. Take a look here at the pit strategy board. Looks like an extra 7 laps on these tires for Steve Tucker, so definitely a good call to stay out there this time, it looks like. Now, the last time it was a terrible decision. Steve knew it, but he tried it anyway. It didn't work out for him, so we'll see if he can stay out front out of Boston, Massachusetts. We got 20 fans tuned in and watching here tonight. Some Wheels America Racing Cup Series action on the world's #1 streaming service. Click that like button for us, folks. Subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, all that good stuff, because we are ending 2025 on a bang here, folks. What a year for us here at HMS TV. We surpassed the 1,000 subscriber mark, and folks, we're up to 1,083, I think, last I checked. So definitely appreciate all our great fans here at HMS TV. It's been a long road here this year. I believe we started the year probably around, I don't know, 200 subscribers or so. I'll have to check back in my notes, but been definitely a big year for us here at HMS TV, and we look to keep that rolling as Steve Tucker continues to lead the pack here tonight. Oh, they're junking it in the back. Hard into the wall goes Derek Fye. Oh, man, let's see what happened here, folks. Derek Fye, major damage. He is jumped. See this replay. Let's rewind this. And he's not happy. So here it is, folks. Derek Fye gets jumped. Oh, man. So there you have it, folks. Looks like a mix-up in front of Derek Fye. Nothing he could have done. So here it is one more time. We're still green, by the way. But the 2 involved, the 51 involved, the 11 comes down. Nowhere for him to go. Junks the 09. And caution is not out, sorry, as Joseph Mealy is sitting in the 3rd position. Yeah, let us know, though, folks, in the chat. What do you got planned coming up here for New Year's Eve? You got anything going on? Not sure what's going to happen here at the HMS TV headquarters. Going to have to figure something out. I might be in bed by then. I don't know yet. Might go crazy, might go out, or I might go to bed. There's no telling what we're going to do here. As Chris Essery is in the 5th position, trying to get around that 5 machine of William Roberts. Bones Does is in the chat. Connor Gerard's buddy Bones Does has decided to pop in. We appreciate you tuning in here, Bones. Let us know how your holiday season's going so far as Steve Tucker continues to lead the race. 52 laps left to go. And, folks, I am losing my voice pretty badly. Been sick the last day or so, but we're pushing through it. I'm not going to be able to talk tomorrow, but the good news is we don't have a broadcast for another handful of nights. So it should be good to go. But with 52 laps left to go, let's take a quick break, see if I can maybe catch my breath and get things back going. We will see you in a moment. You're watching the Wise Owl Wash 200 with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. We'll be right back. We are back from break here at the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Steve Tucker on the alternate pit strategy, still your race leader. See when these guys elect to come down pit road as we take a look at the pit strategy board. Tucker with 27 laps on these tires. Everybody else with 20. So if they want to cut this stint in half, they're going to want to go down pit road. I don't know. Trying to think, about 35 laps left to go or so. I'd say Steve Tucker maybe before then, and maybe the others can go a little after. But you're going to be looking about, I don't know, 35 to 40 left to go would be the ideal pit stop in my mind. But we're still clean and green with Steve Tucker out front. Frankie Barroso second. Joseph Mealy, you rounding out your podium here so far tonight. Michael Kurdzalik in the 9th position here. Sitting in the top 10, trying to hold off Landon Bednarz in that number 16 machine behind him. As we hop on board with Michael Kurdzalik. Listen to the sounds of the track, folks. I'm going to mute my mic and just listen in to this beautiful engine here and the number 41 machine of Michael Kurdzalik around Texas Motor Speedway. As we shoot back out, Kurdzalik continues to run in the 9th position. Let's take a look at Joseph Mealy in 3rd, trying to make a run on Frankie Barroso. Barroso's been the dominant car all night long, but he doesn't have that race lead just quite yet once again. As Tucker continues to lead, Chris Essery in 4th. Good night so far for Essery. He's got some family in the chat. We got Roxanne Essery out there as well as Bugs Ear. Pulling for Chris, trying to bring home a podium finish here tonight out of Bakersfield, California. Going back into the 5th position, William Robbins in that number 5 machine, looking pretty quick here tonight out of Virginia. 41 laps left to go. Can William hold on to a top 5 run here at Texas? Beside him, you see a battle for this 5th position. That's Thomas Meeks, the 3rd out of San Antonio, has Wheels America on the car. This number 55 machine is heading to the front. Back to the 7th position, Matthew Fleming out of Van Wert, Ohio, sitting in 7th. He was up front earlier, involved in an incident, has found himself back up into the top 10 with 40 laps left to go, and behind him, Landon Bednarz in 8th. We have Michael Kurdzalik 9th and Brandon Shelton rounding out your top 10 here tonight in the Wise Out Wash 200. But here comes Frankie Barroso. Big run on the 1 of Steve Tucker. Looks like Barroso's going to make quick work of Steve Tucker. Goes underneath him. We hop on board with the Boston, Massachusetts native Steve Tucker trying to hold off that 12 machine. Going to be a tough task as Barroso's getting some big runs on him. Dylan Marante used his fast repair earlier, and now he's worked himself back up to the 11th position. He was running last earlier, folks. So the Northampton, Pennsylvanian Dylan Marante trying to bring home a top 10 run here tonight. Dropping back a few more spots in the 14th position, Robert Hassong. I believe he's been involved in a couple of self-spin incidents out of Essexville, Michigan. Trying to bring home a top 15, sitting in the 14th spot. And we have a new race leader, Frankie Barroso, just as we suspected, made quick work of Steve Tucker. Tucker has fallen all the way back to 4th here, folks, and if I'm Steve Tucker, I might be heading down pit road here shortly. Remember, Tucker has 7-lap older tires than the rest of the field. He probably needs to make that hard left down pit road pretty soon. Right now, he's got 37 laps on his tires, so pitting right now would cut this stint in half for Tucker. But again, everybody else still has a few more laps left to go before they want to start the pit stop. Meanwhile, Josh Larson at Springfield, Missouri in the 12th position. Trying to get up into the top 10. Let's pull up our HMS TV hard charger board. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Kurdzalik, your hard chargers. Thomas Meeks, the third, heads down pit road. He's going to be the first one to pit. So Michael Kurdzalik up 14 positions to start this race. Brandon Shelton also 14 positions. And then Brian Burchett up 12. We got a handful of hard chargers here tonight. We got Meeks down pit road as well as Larson, Dylan Marante, Mitch Diamond, and Christian Taylor, who's multiple laps down. So when does our race leader, Frankie Barroso, want to head down pit road? As we pull up the HMS TV pit strategy board, he's got 32 laps on these tires, 34 left to go. My guess is he wants to go until at least, I'd say 30 left to go. That's the earliest I'd want to pit if I was your race leader, Barroso. I might stay out there a little longer. Connor Gerard in the chat says this race has been eventful. Definitely so, Connor. You might need to put it on the Connor Gerard intensity meter for us. If you're new here, folks, the Connor Gerard intensity meter, it's a number from 0 to 20. And often, it goes much higher than 20. So, Connor Gerard going to let us know what the Connor Gerard intensity meter is at here tonight on the Wise Owl Wash 200 here at Texas Motor Speedway with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Thomas Meeks off of pit road here. So he's going to be a lap down. He does not want to see a caution. That would ruin his chances at winning this race. But meanwhile, Dakota Collins off, well, he's not off pace, but you see how the difference of these fresh tires are. That's Josh Larson behind him on fresh tires. Makes big ground on him in these corners. You see the tire difference right here. Dakota Collins just has to let him go by. He has no chance to hold them off. Connor Gerard says that the intensity meter tonight is at 9,000. That's right, folks, 9,000 out of a 0 to 20 intensity meter. That's pretty intense, ladies and gentlemen. But down pit road here is Chris Essery, as well as Matthew Fleming, Michael Kurdzalik, and Brian Burchett, all down pit road right now. So 31 laps left to go here in the Wise Owl Wash 200. We're watching the final pit stint here tonight. We are running out of time near the end of stage 3, the final stage of the night. Brandon Shelton down pit road, as well as Robert Hassan. So when does Frankie Barroso elect to head down pit road from the race lead? Joseph Mealy second, Steve Tucker sitting in third. Here comes Steve Tucker down pit road. So from third place, the one machine going to head down, get him some fresh Goodyear Sunoco fuel, be able to finish off this race. Frankie Barroso continues to stay out there. J.R. Schomburg down pit road, as well as Dakota Collins. Brandon Shelton is leaving pit road, as well as Robert Hassan. Bones does still tuned in here. Bones, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Always good to see you in the chat. Here at Texas Motor Speedway with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series, Frankie Barroso. When is he going to go down pit road? We do know there is some tire fall off here. Not as much as I suspected, though. Looks like only about a second of tire fall off here, about 30 to 35 laps into this green flag run. But you got to remember, if you pit earlier, you can gain, a second every lap you pit early. So definitely adds up quickly. Here comes Joseph Mealy down pit road. So Mealy is down pit road, as well as Landon Bednarz. Kind of surprised to see Frankie Barroso not down pit road. He really needs to come down, I think, this time, in my opinion. We got Barroso in first, Robbins second, and Ansman third. I think those are the only three that have not pit. Kind of shocking to see your race leader, Frankie Barroso. He's been the dominant car all night long. Might be making this race a little difficult on himself. We'll just have to wait and see how this plays out as we pull up the pit strategy board. Barroso with 40 laps on these tires. Only 26 left to go, folks. What's the strategy going to be for Frankie Barroso? Barroso still not ready to head down pit road with just 25 laps left to go. You got to start thinking maybe he's thinking of getting 2 tires when he goes down. Here comes a couple of lap cars. They got some fresher tires, so they're going to make the pass on them with 25 laps left to go. As we check the chat, Connor Gerard out there, Lynn Taylor, Bones does, Danielle Taylor. Who else we got in the chat? Bad Sacks out there in the chat. All kinds of fans tuned in. Looks like we got 23 fans watching tonight. Be sure to click that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel, HMS TV, world's #1 streaming service. Watching some Wheels America Racing Cup Series action. Race leader Frankie Barroso probably going to be heading down pit road any moment. And here he comes, Frankie Barroso down pit road. Looks like he's got the car slowed up. William Robbins and Dennis Ansman also down pit road. So it looks like everybody's going to have pit this time around. So Steve Tucker might be able to take over the race lead. We'll just have to wait and see how this goes for him. Looks like 4 tires for Frankie Barroso. He's going to leave pit road, getting 4 fresh Goodyears, heading off, and he's going to maybe hold on to this race lead. Let's just wait and see. So here's Steve Tucker right here. Is Tucker going to be able to overtake Frankie Barroso? Remember, Tucker's got slightly older tires than Barroso, and he's going to take over the race lead for now. So Steve Tucker out front. He is your race leader as we check out the pit strategy board. He's got 12. Actually, hang on. We'll just have to wait and see here, folks. He's got 5 laps or less on those tires. So I don't know. This strategy might end up working out for Tucker. Can he hold off Barroso for 22 laps here at Texas? Well, we're going to take our final break of the night, possibly, and be right back. Don't you click that X button on the top right. Be sure to like and subscribe. We'll be right back. We are back here at Texas, and as you can see, Frankie Barroso has taken over the point. He is your race leader. No surprise there. In the chat, they're talking about the 12 machine of Barroso. Looks like he's got an extra gear. This car might be illegal here tonight. I would be shocked if he can get through tech after the race. With just 15 laps left to go, Frankie Barroso out front with the fresh tires. This is his race to win. Steve Tucker in the second position. Good call on the pit strategy at the end of stage number 2. Going to look to bring home a podium run here as William Robbins sitting in third and Josh Larson fourth. Has an alternate strategy. Larson was one of the only cars to take 2 tires on that pit stop. And then Michael Kurdzlik rounding out your top 5 out of Louisville, Kentucky. As we continue to go through the field, Brandon Shelton, he's gained 17 positions since the start of this race in the 6th spot. Robert Hassong in 7th. Brian Burchett 8th. 9th's going to be Blandon Bednarz. And rounding out your top 10, Dennis Ansman out of Warren, Ohio. Be sure, folks, click that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to some of our channel sponsors. Harpoon Design. Head on over, harpoondesign.com. Paint start, just $25, folks. If you can't be fast, you may as well look fast. Brantley Roden, #1 rated painter on Trading Paints. Get you a paint job done by the best in the business. Harpoon Design. Don't forget about Juicy Spider Studios, folks. The Juicy Spider Restart Zone and Juicy Spider drone cams given by our friends over there. And you might have seen the HMS TV intro/outro. We're going to play it at the end of this race for you, folks. One of the most beautiful productions I might have ever seen in my life. If you want a production like that for your race team, your driving, or just anything in general, get a hold of them on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Juicy Spider Studios. Check out the chat for more information. Steve Tucker still sitting in the 2nd spot. Looks like he's got about 0.8 of a second gap between him and the 3rd place car of William Robbins. So looks like this pit strategy is going to pay off for Steve Tucker. He's probably going to bring home a podium finish here tonight. NJB Designs in the chat says Juicy Spider Studios, the best 3D guys in iRacing. That is definitely a fact, Noah. Appreciate you pointing that out. They have done some pretty cool stuff, folks. You've not seen, they've done some sweet commercials. We played them throughout the channel. I don't think we played one tonight, but throughout our other broadcasts, I'm sure you've seen them. They definitely put on some good stuff for us, folks. And you see this logo in the top left of our ticker. I'm sorry, the top of our ticker on the top left of your screen. Tower, I don't know. I can't talk tonight, folks. But anyways, you see that 3D logo moving around. That was actually done by our friends over at Juicy Spider Studios. That is not something easy. It's not easy to just take a logo and be able to turn it like that. It's not typical. But they can do basically anything you can imagine, as we have just 9 laps left to go with a battle developing for the 2nd position. Hopping on board here, William Robbins out of Virginia in the 3rd position. Wants to get to that 2nd spot. Steve Tucker holding it for now with just 8 laps remaining here at Texas Motor Speedway on the world's #1 streaming service, HMS TV. Click that like button. Subscribe to the channel. You're about to see the finish here tonight, folks. Only 11 cars on the lead lap here tonight. We've had some clean racing here at Texas Motor Speedway with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. One of the best Cup racing series in the business. Nowhere else I'd rather be than watching this series right here with the Flim Dogs Racing League. Good night so far for the Victoria, Texas native. Got Wise Owl Wash on the car. They are the title sponsor for the race tonight. Let's hop in the Juicy Spider drone cam and take a look at this beautiful number 16 machine of Landon Bednarz. We got Wise Owl Wash on the car. Take a look, folks. Landon Bednarz looking good, and he's pretty quick sitting in 9th. That's the only place I want to get my car washed, folks. The Wise Owl Wash, or I'm sorry, they might actually do power washing on the home power washing. I don't really know, honestly. Yep, there we go. You see the logo. You got a power washing handle. So my guess is they're washing some homes, and they look good. Gets you some driveways washed, homes washed. Hell, I might even let them wash my dog. I don't know. Lennon Bednar's looking good here out of Victoria, Texas. Frankie Barroso, still your race there. He does not want to see a caution here tonight. If this thing stays green, it's essentially over. He's got a 3-second lead on his teammate, Steve Tucker. Going up to the Harpoon Design Blimp. Taking a look at this gap between Frankie Barroso and Steve Tucker. We drop back here. Here is Steve Tucker about 3.1 seconds behind Frankie Barroso. But right now, he's more worried about this 5 machine of William Robbins, who's been knocking on the door and what's developing a battle for second. Robbins looks to the inside of Steve Tucker. Can Tucker hold him off with just 2.5 laps left to go? William Robbins doors him. Oh, man, Robbins is trying to get that second position. He is willing to junk him. He does not care. Door-to-door battle coming off turns 3 and 4. 2 laps left to go. William Robbins trying to take over second. Tucker comes down, doors him back, going into the corner. Robbins shifts him up the track. Lap and a half remains. William Robbins looks to make the pass. Steve Tucker falls back to third. Is Steve going to ship him back in? Looks like he looks underneath him. Coming off the corner, onto the wall. White flag in the air. Tucker's junk. Robbins junk. We have no caution because the white flag is out. Oh, my goodness. We saw that one coming, folks. Those two are junk. William Robbins still holds on to the second position. What an incredible save. Can he bring home the second place finish? Down the backstretch. Door-to-door battle. Josh Larson looking to make the pass for second. He's going to do so into turns 3 and 4. Frankie Barroso wins here at Texas. Second place going to be Josh Larson. Third's going to go to William Robbins, followed by Michael Kurzelik and Steve Tucker. Let's rewind this, folks. As we wait for our top 3 to get in for an interview, look at this replay between Tucker and Robbins. We kind of saw this battle developing. Here it is. So this is taking the white flag. So the race leader's already crossed the white flag. Hard on the wall goes the 5. Tucker nowhere to go. Gets into the back of him. What a save there by Robbins. Tucker gets into the wall. Robbins keeps it floored, goes to the grass, and brings home a podium finish. So there you have it, folks. Barroso, Larson, and Robbins, your top 3 here tonight. Let's get these guys in for some interviews. All right, we're going to start it off with our third place finisher, William Robbins. Real quick, let's take a quick break, though, folks. We're still waiting for our top 3 to get in. We'll take one quick break and be right back for some interview action. As we return back from a quick one, let's get these guys in here. Here we go. We got William Robbins available. Let's pull him in. William, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Blake.
Hey, what a last lap there for you. You're able to make a big save and keep it on the podium.
And yeah, now I wanted that to end. I got to go back and look at it. I know me and Steve were racing pretty hard there the last few laps. I'm sure he's not happy. I got to go back and look. I really don't even know what happened there. I know I got drove it way too hard up off of turn 4 there, but probably cost him a good finishing spot there too.
Yeah, it looked like he just kind of got into the wall there, unfortunately. But nonetheless, a good podium run. I believe that's back-to-back podiums for you here in the middle of the season.
Yeah, it's again good strong run. I'm not a huge fan of Texas, but man, it's fun trying to figure out how to chase Frankie down. One of these days we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, he's definitely getting the job done here this season. Looks to be tough to beat anywhere he goes, but nonetheless, a big third-place run for you in that flagship Motorsports number 5 machine. You got any shout-outs or anything for our fans watching at home?
Oh, yeah, shout-out again, always. First one is the wife. Let me run this on Monday nights. She's a big supporter of this hobby of mine. Second off, shout-out Southern Diesel Solutions. Again, the paint we're usually running. Shout-out Fleming for, putting together Flynn Dog and Flagship Motorsports here. Been running with these guys for quite a few seasons in different leagues. Really good group. He's a really good team owner, really good, mentor to help you learn some technique too. So, and then shout out to you guys again for always putting this on Monday nights.
Well, definitely appreciate you. Congratulations once again, putting it on the podium for the second week in a row.
Yeah, shout out Larson for coming back up through there for that P2 after that speeding penalty.
Absolutely. Great run for him as well.
Yep.
There's William Robbins, your third place finisher here tonight, but you heard him mention Josh Larson, our second place finisher. I believe he took 2 tires on that final pit stop. I can't confirm. I'm pretty sure he did, but let's pull him in here. Josh Larson, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, what a run for you. You're able to recover after a speeding penalty and put it second here on the podium. It looked like you took 2 tires on that last stop, too. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. We had a pretty good strategy about flipping stage 2. We could keep with the leaders on this equal tires, but, man, passing here is tough. So we're going to flip the stage and start like 1 or 2 and see where it fell out. But, I made a mistake, so we just had to play the cards as they're dealt. 2 tires. Thankfully, it worked out pretty good. We were looking like a solid 4th, and then, the C's parted in front of me, so I took P2. I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely worked out. I was kind of surprised more guys didn't try that 2-tire strategy. It didn't look like a tire fall off was that bad here.
It wasn't as far as time-wise, but what it is going down in the corner. Your tires, as they wore, this car just got looser and looser. So it was a handful, I'll tell you.
Absolutely. Well, hey, it works out for you nonetheless. You put it on the podium, and it looks like 2 flagship Motorsports cars parking on the podium. I guess before you head out, go ahead and let the fans know some shout-outs.
Yeah. First and foremost, thanks San Antonio Karting Complex for sponsoring my car this year and sticking with me for the past couple years. Wheels America, Wise Owl Wash, Southern Solutions, Wheels America, and of course Flim Dog Auto Repair, and Matt Fleming for putting on this league and let me drive his beautiful car.
Yeah, well, definitely looked good tonight, and it was pretty quick. So a great second place finish here for you tonight at Texas.
Thank you.
There's Josh Larson putting it on the podium in the second position. But, folks, once again, we're going to talk to this man. Seems unbeatable here this season in the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. But let's get him in here. Frankie Barroso, your race winner. Frankie, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey, another dominating performance for you here tonight. Tallying another win for you here at Texas.
Yeah, man. I felt like this is the first race in like a kind of a while where like I didn't screw myself over at any point in the race. So I'm really happy that I was able to do like a nice clean race. No bumps in the road for me. There's a couple points where things might have gotten a little tricky, but I was able to navigate through that, and I was able to come home with a win.
Absolutely. We talked to you after stage 2. You swept the stages, and you put it in victory lane as well. So a max points night for you, and you should be sitting pretty good in the point standings, I would assume.
Yeah, I think I would assume I'd be pretty good in the points. I don't know how far of a lead. I should have taken over the points lead, but I mean, either way, just I take it week by week, and next week's Iowa, I believe. I could be wrong on that. I'll actually look at that right now. Yeah, next week's Iowa, so I don't know how I will be there, but I'm just asking for next week for myself is just a nice, smooth next week, no bumps and bruises from me.
Yeah, well, my guess is you'll probably be pretty quick there nonetheless, like everywhere else. But a big win for you here in the Wise Owl Wash 200 for that Storm Motorsports Harpoon Design number 12 machine. You got any shout-outs before you head out here, Frankie?
Yeah, man, I'd like to thank Harpoon Design for being the paint, Brantley, for putting this awesome hot rod on for a paint scheme, and I'm grateful that I'm able to show it off every week. And got to thank all of Storm Motorsports, Steve, Christian, and Jesse, everybody that helps with the team. And thank you to everybody for watching at home. Stay safe.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate you, Frankie. Congratulations once again on another big win here in the Wise Owl Wash 200 at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys.
There's Frankie Barroso tallying another big win here, and he has just been dominating this season, folks. He is tough to beat. And a shout-out in the chat, folks. Christian Taylor is in the chat, and ladies and gentlemen, Christian did the unthinkable. He got a top 25 here tonight. Everybody put a W in the chat for Christian Taylor. Well done, Christian. Well, folks, that's going to round things out here tonight at Texas. You just watched the Wise Out Wash 200 in the Wheels America Racing Cup Series on the world's #1 streaming service. That's right, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We're going to round out the night with the best intro, outro in the business done by our friends over at Juicy Spider Studios, folks. I'm the GOAT, Blake Hutchinson, signing out. We'll see you next week and see you next year. Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seat. It's about to go green.